Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a cool new knife to talk about with you guys. So this came in from TRM, Three Rivers Manufacturing. Great people over there. If you guys have been in the knife world a little bit, you would have heard of TRM. They make super slicey, awesome EDC knives, the Neutron, the Atom. And then last year they came out with the Bulldog, and they actually sent me the lefty version of the Bulldog, which I should have right here. So this is the original Bulldog. It's in G10. It has their river lock on it, which is a crossbar style lock. I believe it's in 20 CV. No, this one's in Magna Cut, sorry. And I really like it. It has a great reverse flick, but it has a pretty small pill-shaped hole. So I think some people had trouble with that, getting access to it. It's a little bit thick on the stock. It's supposed to be more of a user knife than just for light EDC duty. But I really like it, and they had a lefty version, which was super cool of them to make, and they reached out to me if I wanted to check it out. Well, after I checked this out, I really liked it, hence why I still have it. If you guys know me, I don't keep knives all that long. Whether they go into pass around or they get sold, they get given away. It's just after review, I don't carry knives much. So it's pretty, I would say it's pretty rare that I keep one for a while. So they sent me the new version of the Bulldog. So this is a new updated version of the Bulldog, and I thought it would be cool to compare it. Right off the bat, we can see here there's some differences, right? We obviously have micarta on this one versus G10 on this one. To me, immediately, it looks slimmer, which I really like. But maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. It kind of looked like it there. Let's see. Is it the same? Maybe because the clip. That's why. Let's see. Nah, it's about the same, I guess. We'll do some measurements with the calipers. But let's see how the stock looks. The stock looks... to me, that looks a little thinner too, but it's probably the same. So I think they updated the blade hole. We know that. So you can see that blade window. Oh, man. Holy shit. You guys didn't feel that. I almost said, did you feel that? I felt that. That was bananas. This one's 20 CV. I know I'm not crazy. They use a lot of 20 CV. That's why I just assumed. That feels so good. Wow. I was a little worried about this hole shape because it's a crossbar lock. And the springs just, usually they don't go well with having a larger opening hole because you can get more access, meaning you can get more power behind it, meaning it'd be easier to kind of fail it. But this thing is on point. They put it tight enough in that your finger kind of has to fire it out like that. Just feels fantastic. So 20 CV on this one. The blade finish looks different. So here we have a stonewash on like a grid patterned satin. It's one of those weird, I don't know if that's what CNC does. It's hard to explain what I'm talking about, but something you see with Benchmade and ZT too. It's like a US knife thing where the blade has this like grid pattern. Oh, there you go. You can really see it. See that grid pattern? I don't know what that is exactly, but if somebody knows, please tell me. But that one has that kind of satin or like a stonewash over it, where this one doesn't have that showing. It looks like it's more of a blast. Don't know if it's also been stonewashed, but I do like the look of this better. I do worry a little bit about rusting because it seems to rust more when you have blasted, but we'll find out. We have these sort of flamed accents on the liner, which is pretty cool. It's like they heated it or something. I know they have some kind of copper, I don't know what the stuff is that they use, but it doesn't have extra weight, so I don't think that's actually lighter. I don't know if the difference between G10 and micarta would be that much. This feels like significantly heavier. What did we change in here? Because that's kind of crazy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. No, it's obvious. Let's take a look inside. We're gonna even get the scale and everything. We're gonna fiddle around in here and figure this out. So liners, we have 2 of them, 1 on each side, obviously, and you can see that kind of coppery looking steel. I don't know what they do to it, but I know it's steel. At least I'm pretty sure it's steel. It just has that look. Super unique and cool. Hopefully you can get a good angle on that. So you have 2 liners. In here we have, well, guess what? 2 liners. So it does look like they changed the crossbar. That crossbar on this one is a satin steel, where on this one it has that coppery look to it. You're just going to have to trust me, I guess. You're not going to see as much, but that's a difference. But then the liners are still that, coppery, bronzy steel. Inside as well. So that's not a change. Interesting. You have the clip, and then you have a G10 backspacer. Here we have a G10 backspacer in the clip. This is like a natural or green micarta. I could get a good idea if it doesn't say it on here. OD green micarta. That'll wear as I, handle it, or I could oil it and make it darker. But I like how it looks, actually. Looks pretty good. Feels great in the hand, just like the original Bulldog. Doesn't have a huge finger choil, but I don't mind that because I don't, I'm not going crazy. Sorry if you hear the, that's my O-Light O station over there charging my batteries. It's dropping them down into the tray. That's funny. Really nice recessed clip there. Lefty only on this option, which is really cool. So this is essentially a lefty knife. And so is this one. They don't even have the tap on the other side for the clip if you happen to get one of these and wanted to switch it. The liners do, though. So that if for some reason you couldn't find one of these and the only thing you could get was a lefty and you're right-handed, you could potentially tap it yourself. It's not necessarily made for that because you can see, oh no, that one screw is going into that hole, I think. So yeah, you should be able to pull that one out, and then you would just need the clip and the clip screws, and then you would need to drill 1 hole. Man, that's it, 1 hole. Why don't they just do it? I mean, I guess because you have the cutout. They want to have that flush clip. I really do appreciate that, actually, so it's cool. You would be missing that if you drilled it yourself, but you could do it. Or if you're left-handed and you get a right-handed one, that's probably more likely. You could tap that hole right here, and then you would just have a clip mounted to the top. It wouldn't be recessed, but it would work. Anyway, really nice. I don't think they did change the stock or anything. It looks thinner to me. I had no issues with this cutting or anything, but I did think it would be cool to be thinner. But, another part of me was thinking, if this was super thin, right, then it would basically be a neutron, right? So maybe they wanted it to, be a little different. But maybe they'll make a slim down the line. I mean, it's not like it's thick. I'm acting like it's too thick. Here, I'll show you. It's probably like 1/2 inch. Not even close. 0.46. Yeah, it's not thick at all. I think my brain is just messed up. Maybe because it's flat and not contoured. 4.67. Yeah, so they didn't change anything. It's the same there. The blade stock, I assume, is also going to be exactly the same. This one's a little trickier. Let's see if I can get it. 0.126. So probably 0.123 on the stock. 0.121. Yeah, I mean, that's just me not getting it perfect. There, 0.125. So, measurements are the same. I don't know if the scales would be interchangeable. It's possible that the scales are interchangeable. I don't really feel like messing with it right now. I will say that I noticed they put the pivot in backwards, I guess, on this one. Usually you would have the show side of the pivot on the show side of the knife. In this case, it is like that. But on this one, they put the pivot screw side on this side. Maybe they don't even pay attention to that when they're assembling them, and I just got one that was the other way around. Or more likely, the person assembling these is used to putting right-handed ones together. Okay, I went and got the scale and told my dogs to quiet down. I don't know if you heard that, but so here's the scale. It's a shipping scale, but we're going to be able to get close enough here. So the G10 version from previous, I guess, 3.6 ounces, so still very lightweight. And the micarta version, 3.4 ounces. Okay, so those could be like give or take a little bit. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Let's double check that because they might have been identical and I missed it here. 3.1 ounces seems more likely. 3.4 ounces. That adds up to me better because this doesn't. I mean, what was the other one? I think it was 3.6 and 3.4. I mean, I'm not a human scale, but this feels more like 3 ounces than it does like 3.5, you know? And this one does feel more like 3.5. I don't know. But either way, it does seem to indicate that the G10 one is probably, you know, 0.2, 0.3 ounces heavier. And you do feel it in the hand, oddly enough. It actually, now that I know, it seems like a lot less than it feels like. It almost feels like half an ounce. But it could literally just be the fact that on this knife, you have more of the blade cut out. So you have material missing here that you do have here. And then the G10 versus the micarta could be a slight difference as well. So I thought, it says Bulldog Rev B. So revision B, I guess. I'm not sure. Rev. You do get this warranty card if you want to pause and read that. So I don't know what other changes they made, but I guess the main change, stupid sharp, I guess the main change is the blade window. That's what it seems like to me. It looks like they did use larger hardware as well, but I could be crazy. It's very hard to tell here, but the screw head looks a little bit bigger on this one. You guys tell me if I'm crazy, but it does sort of look like that. I believe there's still going to be T6s. So this is a T6. This is a T6. Let me just remove one, see if I can actually prove what I'm saying here. Could just be the way the G10 looks, you know. So I'm going to take the one from the micarta and put it in here and just see. Yeah, see, now that one looks smaller. So it's just the material. Look, if I pop this one over here, you guys might not have even had the same effect that I did. But when I look at this, yeah, This one just looks bigger. It could be, it's just the material. I don't think I need to actually swap those back because I think they are the same screw. I'm just going to tighten them down. Okay. These clip screws, T6, T6, checking these other body screws for tightness. Yep, everything feels good. And then on the pivot, you have probably a T8. There's some space in there, so let's see. Might be a T10. Just gotta hunt one down. T8. I'm really bad at this. There we go. T10. T10. Oh, that came out. Okay. So T10 on the pivot. Looks like it's dead centered. Wow. That was with fully removing that and putting it back in. So let's see. Might as well while we're here. This same pivot and everything, you can tell it has that nice thick screw head. They look good, the screws they use. You can see the machining on the screws. Tighten that down. Yeah, that works. Dead centered. See if there's any play. No play at all. No up and down at all. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this sucker so I don't have to worry about it coming loose very easily. So what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of rubbing alcohol. I'll clean the screw even though it looks pristine. This did come from TRM directly. They were kind enough to send me this knife for review. So shout out to TRM. That looks good. And then I always clean the inside of the pivot screw as well. So I'll take a bit like a T6 here and drive that cloth with the alcohol in there just to twirl it around a little bit, get any potential gunk. They seem to do a really good job on keeping the parts clean. I was going to use glue instead of Loctite. So I use this Gorilla Glue, super glue, pretty basic stuff you can get, but the important thing is it's a pen and I can control the flow extremely well. Don't do this unless you're sure what you're doing. I have videos talking about the super glue. Basically, you want a very small amount. And then you want to just kind of roll it around so you get the little strings of it on there. I have barely anything on here right now. Then you want to get it home, tighten it down, make sure everything's good. Flick your knife. Is it tight? Yes. There we go. It'll loosen up a little bit because this is, of course, a brand new knife. So I'm going to let it be just a touch tight. Still fires out, no problem, and a nice throw home, and it's good to go. And that's going to break in real nice. And that glue is probably already cured in there. That's why I like super glue as a Loctite. Sorry, a thread locker. When I am sure that I know how to set it. Trying to explain that better. If I need to, like if I had to tweak that, like I had to be really careful and do minor adjustments to get it just where I want it so that I don't have blade play, but the action's still good and I got to kind of tweak it a little bit to get the centering and all that stuff, then I'm going to use Loctite because it's going to cure, the super glue is going to cure so fast that I'm not going to have time to make those micro adjustments. But if it's a case like this where you literally just throw the screw in and tighten it down to where it hits the wall, right? It resists, it hits the wall, and then you're tight, you have really nice lockup, everything. Oh, it feels like a bank vault, but yet you can still easily close it, right? Even has like a ting. then you can use super glue and just use a tiny bit. It'll stay. And if you ever need to break it, you can break it easily. I bet you I put super glue on this one. Let's take a look. So yeah, it is tight. I'll show you how you break it. You put your driver in, and then you turn, just like you would on anything else. We'll see if this was Loctite or glue. It feels like glue. And then you pull it out, and you can see this has been Loctited for a year. I mean, when did they send me the original Bulldog? We can check the video. We can check, but you'll see you just have these little shavings of the glue because I use such a small amount that it doesn't cause a bunch of issues. If you use too much, yes, you can lock up your pivot and it will be very difficult to get out. Heat, it doesn't work as well as it does on Loctite. But anyway, I'll just take some alcohol, spin this in here to try to get it out of the threads, but there's so little in there, it's not even that big of a deal. But usually once you crack it, it just comes right off. This screw is basically brand new now. You can see right there. And then I'll do the same thing that I did earlier. Take this, take the T6, drive it in. Try to clean anything up. Loctite can get a little messy. You know, it'll be like black stuff will come out. I don't know, it can just be a little messier. Where now, I basically have a brand new pivot screw and pivot. And I can repeat this process. Tighten it down. See where we're at, dead centered. Fires out. Super tight. This one's more broken in, so let's see. Good to go. And then I can just Loctite it again with the super glue. So, you know, this is the way I explain it in my long video about super glue and why I use it. So you can check that out. It's called Best Tool for the Job Thread Locker. I think that's the one. Basically, super glue is very super when you're trying to make something stay this way. If you try to pull it apart, it does a really good job, right? But super glue crumbles immediately when you put torsion on it. When you put twist pressure on it, it will break. And what happens when you're unscrewing a pivot? Well, you're putting sideways torsion on it, and that easily breaks the Loctite. But it's strong enough to resist the, you know, vibrations and stuff from just regular use. So there's a little lesson in super glue as a Loctite or as a thread locker. I'll go ahead and put this back in. Centering still looks good. Still firing out. Throw it down. Just testing how tight it is. It's still perfect. A little tighter than I meant to go, but I'm not even going to mess with it because, again, it would loosen up. But with this knife, I don't really do the trick where I do this and just let it free ball like this. I usually just kind of chuck it down like this, and that works perfectly on both of these. So no reason to mess with it. But you can set it however you want. You just gotta learn how to get it to where you want it fast, and be able to repeat that. I usually do it 2 or 3 times before I put the glue on, just to make sure I'm tightening it to the right tightness every time. But when in doubt, or if this seems crazy to you, just use blue Loctite, and then you can wait the 2 days for it to cure. I didn't feel like doing that here, so. This thing's fantastic. The acoustics are wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's just a great knife. The Bulldog has been fantastic for the time that I've had this one. And I think it's going to continue to be fantastic with the micarta version and this new blade shape or hole shape. Everything else is the same, right? We got rid of the TRM logo. I do like how clean this is. Look. So you don't have that TRM logo up here. And then you don't have the writing up here. You just have 20CV on that side and TRM-USA on the other side down here, which is absolutely fantastic. I think it's a lot cleaner looking. And yeah. So I don't know when these are available. I don't know when they're dropping or which ones or any of that stuff. I apologize. You can definitely check out their website. I will put a link to their website in the description. I do not have an affiliate link or anything. I don't have a discount code either. They sent me this. I did not pay for it. I want that to be clear. That doesn't mean they're going to get a good review because of it. They're getting a good review because this knife is fantastic. That's pretty much the long and short of it there. But I'll put a link to their site so you can see what's available, when, whatever. And I'm sure they're going to be announcing all that stuff. You'll get emails and whatever if you sign up for their newsletter. Give them a follow on Instagram. I'll put that link in the description as well. I always pin that description as a comment, so it makes it easy for you guys to get there. Let me know if you have any questions. Big shout out to the TRM team. I really appreciate you guys, including me in your product launch here. That's awesome. So I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Hey guys, I wanted to add one thing to the video that I didn't realize until after I stopped recording. So I think I recall this on the original Bulldog, but the clip is a little bit of a low kind of ramp here. So getting in your pocket, sometimes you just go right past your pocket and it drops in your pocket because it doesn't have much of a lip here to grab you. And this is the same way. If I recall on this one, I think I actually took my Knipex pliers and I just bent it up a touch. So I basically went like this. Let's see if I can show you. Just grabbed it like this, held this side here, and then I just torqued this up a little bit. Like that. And it lifts that up just a touch. And and now it slides in my pocket perfectly. So I don't know if they set it that way because of ergonomics. They're worried that's going to come up and maybe get you in the hand. I don't feel it at all. I think maybe it's just how they do their clips. But it's an extremely easy fix. If you have a set of Knipex pliers or whatever, just grab it and make sure you're putting pressure here so you're not bending the clip up. You don't want it to become a tapper or anything. And if you're not comfortable, don't do it, obviously. Don't blame me. But that will fix that problem. Because even with these super thin pockets on these pants that I have, it was sliding right past them and not going into the pocket. So now it's perfect, just like this one. And yeah. So I just wanted to mention that. The pocket clip does need a slight tweak. I would recommend to TRM, if they watch this, that you adjust that on your end. Just bring that up. I mean, it's literally like the tiniest little bit makes a huge difference. So it is possible that the ones I've gotten the last couple of times just happen to be ones that are on the lower end of that tolerance, where when they bent it, they just bent it a little bit less than on other ones. And maybe most of them are fine. But I do recall having to do that before with this one as well. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to add that little thing in there so you guys, know that I had a little critique on the clip and had to tweak it. So fantastic knife. And that's the Rev B Bulldog. Love you guys. Catch you later. Peace.